pretty early, 9:07, but despite it being early, it's time to leave. We're gonna have breakfast and then we're gonna hit the road. Then it'll be a long day of driving. Well, not too long, because plans have changed a little bit. We're going straight back to Massachusetts, and then on Monday tomorrow we are leaving to go back to Rochester for about a week, and then we'll see how things go from there. But, I am tired, and allergies have been exceptionally bad here. Woke up, nose was just super runny, and it hasn't really gotten that much better yet. So I'm hoping as the day progresses, things will get a little bit better. But before I can worry about that, I need some breakfast and some coffee. A lot of coffee. This thing is so tiny, it's so cute. We're almost home. We're actually like probably less than an hour away from home right now. And we're in the car. I had a large coffee. And it's really hot, so I had a very warm beverage while it's really warm. And I just got really, really lethargic. So now that we stopped at another rest stop, and I just got a nice coffee, something small because I just wanted something cold. And it was funny, like I took a nap in the car because I was so tired, but the heat makes me really, really lethargic, like extraordinarily lethargic. So, iced coffee it is. Hopefully this will actually wake me up. We're back, finally, and now that we're back, taking it easy. It's actually pretty early. I think it's only 1:13, so normally we'd be waking up around this time, but instead we've been up for many hours. Ever since we got back, I found a bunch of my old games, a bunch of old Pokemon games that they all have like Sharpie on the back of them because I got them used and there used to be like names written on them, so I just wanted to not. It felt weird having that, so now I'm trying to clean it off with some rubbing alcohol, and it's actually doing a pretty good job. It just takes many passes over. So dirty. Let's see how clean I can get them. These allergies are terrible. Oh, my nose has been running non-stop ever since we got back, and it's due to all of that crap that's falling from the trees right now. I have no clue what trees cause it, but it's bad. It's really bad. I just took a nap, much needed, because it was a long trip. Well, it wasn't a super long trip, but we had to wake up earlier than we had to actually, because we had to check out pretty early. But now that we are rested, in some spare time, we put Windows 10 onto this thing because it was running Windows 8, apparently. At least that's what I put on it forever ago. And now Windows 10 has obviously come out, so I've installed it. Hopefully it'll be fast now. Well, hopefully it'll be better. I like Windows 10. I very much like Windows 10. I liked Windows 8, but Windows 10 was a much needed upgrade over Windows 8. And I also liked Windows 7. Heck, I just like every variation of Windows. Even Vista. A lot of people complain about Vista, but I honestly think that their complaints are not really justified, because Windows Vista when Vista came out, the hardware requirements in order to run Vista increased dramatically from what you needed in order to run XP. And a lot of people didn't realize this. They just kind of upgraded to Windows Vista, and then a lot of manufacturers kind of exacerbated this by installing Windows Vista onto computers that really should not have run Windows Vista. And because of that, everyone thought that Vista was slow. They thought hardware compatibility was bad, which it was, to be quite frank, but if you had a computer that could run it, it was a very nice experience. And the one good thing that Microsoft has done since then is basically, if there are drivers for Windows Vista for the computer, you have drivers all the way up to Windows 10. Like, Windows Vista drivers are compatible with Windows 7, Windows 7 drivers are compatible with Windows 8, and those are compatible with 8.1, and those are compatible with 10, and it's just a very nice stream of backwards compatibility, which was needed, because if I recall, the drivers for Windows 2000 were not exactly forwards compatible with those that were for XP. I know that Windows did something, I think with Windows 8 or Windows 10, where there was some sort of new some sort of new certification process for getting drivers, which makes it makes it kind of a hassle in order to install very old drivers on modern operating systems, but it's so easy to get by and there isn't actually any compatibility issues. It's just a certificate that was never approved, but I like it. I like Windows 10. Do you like Windows 10?
Yeah, I like
I'm slowly I will get you to join the vlog and all of its glory. But yeah, finally, last night I scheduled a bunch of the vlogs that have been up on YouTube for almost a week now. I scheduled all 16 of them, and now I think I have another week or so worth of vlogs that I need to edit. But I broke the OS X half of my laptop last night completely accidentally. I don't think I talked about this yet, did I? No, I don't think so. And it has to do with Paragon HFS, which is software that I use in order to enable read-write on the OS X partition through Windows. And yesterday, when I was just offloading footage off the camera before we went to the wedding, I remember seeing that there was a file corruption error when I tried to read the files that I had written, because usually whenever I write files, whenever I take the vlog off the camera, I check out a couple of the video clips to make sure that everything copied over correctly before I nuke everything on the camera, because I don't want to improperly copy everything over and just like have a file that didn't copy correctly and then nuke it and lose it. So I checked out, I opened it up, and it said, nope, can't, something's wrong, the file's corrupted. So I thought, uh-oh, I hope that's not a problem. So today I boot into OS X, and it boots all the way to the desktop very slowly, and I'm like, this is strange. And then it never boots into the desktop. Like, the background comes up, or it boots into the login screen, the background comes up, and then it just stops. So that was a problem. Then I started up in safe mode, and I watched, you can watch it, it'll save verbose mode, and, oh, is it food time? Oh, there's a spider. Kill the spiders. Spider has been taken care of, and dinner has been eaten. I completely forgot what I was talking about. Do you remember what I was talking about? Because I forgot what I was talking about.
No, I don't remember.
Something. I was doing something.
Cleaning
a thing? Cleaning a computer? Cleaning the games? No. I don't know. But I guess the thing that I've been tasked to do now is, this is my mother's laptop, and as I do every single time I come home, I usually do a little bit of touching up to make it run a little bit better. So let's see what crazy stuff she's installed on it since the last time I've been here, because she occasionally accidentally clicks those links that are the clickbait links that install the crap that you don't want onto your computer. So I'm going to try my best to make it run as good as new. Hopefully it'll work out. This right here is my original desktop. This is a Dell Dimension 3000. This was the, not first computer that I had, but the first computer that I really used a lot as my desktop. And man, has this thing been through a lot. There isn't even a proper, oof, you can't even see in there. There isn't even a proper hard drive caddy in here. There's just kind of a loose drive. Is this? Yes, this is an 80 gig drive. Perfect. Yeah, this thing has 1 whole gigabyte of RAM, an 80 gigabyte hard drive, and a Pentium 4 with hyper-threading. Everything in here has been upgraded. This hard drive was originally, I think, a really small, just 40 gig drive. I mean, 40 to 80 gigs, doubling of the space. The original processor was a Celeron, I believe? Yep, Intel Celeron inside, which was upgraded to a Pentium 4. I believe there was only 256 megs of RAM in this thing, but now there's a whole 1 gigabyte. Yes, this computer is super powerful. I'm going to plug it in and see if it turns on. I have no clue what's currently installed on this thing. In my quest to get this as close to what it was like when I first had it, I plug in the speakers, and it makes a weird sound. Then it starts smoking. Now my room smells like melting plastic. But everything else is hooked up, so I can't use the speakers, obviously, because they were going to go up in flames. So instead I found an older pair of headphones that I used to use. I don't think these are particularly good, but let's power it on for the first time. Now this computer makes a mooing sound. After it starts up for a while, the fan is kind of bad, and it just sounds like it's mooing. Ooh. Does this work? Is it gonna boot? Oh my god, is this actually gonna boot? I have no clue what's on here right now. I don't even know if there's an operating system on here. But if there is, that'd be pretty cool. Let me get this light out of the way. The screen is on, and there is some hard drive activity, which would lead me to believe that something is actually happening. The mouse is on. Oh, screen just went black. Oh, screen just went off. And now it's on. Oh, it shut off. Uh-oh, it might be dead. I don't know if there's anything on here. F2 setup, but yeah, Pentium 4 Extreme Edition. So bad, but it was at least the best of the bad that you could possibly get. This is the, I believe it's the second to top. Oh, it turned off again. The second to top from the, who's it? All the Pentium 4s that ever came out on socket 478. Is that the number? Yeah, 478. This is the second best, if not the best one out of them all. Keeps turning off. You're not going to go up in smokes, are you? I have a feeling that it's because of the hard drive, actually. Either the drive is dead or, more likely, it's set to the wrong mode. Let me check that out. I can't really do this with one hand. No jumper equals DS slave. I don't know what DS stands for, but there are no jumpers in any of those spots, which means this drive is set to slave mode, which means it cannot be booted off of, or at least it cannot be recognized unless there is a second drive in this computer, and I don't know if I can hook up a second drive. I guess I can try, but that's not what I want to do. I would like to just see if I can boot off this hard drive, so I'm looking around. I don't know where any of those jumpers are. I thought that maybe there would be a couple over here, but that's something old. I'll look through that in a little bit. I don't know where they are. I don't know if I have any. And if I don't have any, I have no clue how or if I'm going to be able to even turn on this computer because, like I said, this thing needs to be set to slave mode or to master mode in order to actually use it by itself. Or at least to maybe CS enabled. Maybe that'll work, but I still need a jumper in order to do that. You know that when there's duct tape on a hard drive, at least there must be some story behind it, and I actually have no clue why there's duct tape on this hard drive. Actually, I do. I think when I tried to mount both this hard drive comes from one of my very old computers. It's a 4.3 gigabyte hard drive. I think I wanted to mount two hard drives into that computer, except there wasn't any way to actually do that. So I just kind of duct taped the two drives together. At least that's what I think. But I've been going through all of these trying to find a loose jumper cable, and none of them have a jumper cable. I need one. None of them. Not even this one. This one is a 2 gigabyte hard drive. Oh my god, these drives are tiny. I think all of these, the biggest one might be, let's see, these are 4 gigs. One of these might be like an 8 gigabyte drive. Here's a drive from an old iMac, which is actually in my closet, which I might bring out later on if there is time. But yeah, look at this. How big is this? Does this even have the size written on it? 3.1 gigabytes. Written by someone that's not me. I think this is the one slightly bigger drive. What is this? Doesn't even say, does it? I can't find it. Nope, I don't think it's written on here. Maybe there's a serial number right there, but I don't know if you'll be able to find the capacity with just that. Huh, I think this is the one 8 gigabyte drive that I have, and then the rest of them are 4, maybe 2 gigs. But, these drives, so old. The last place that I can check is in here, and oh look, another copy of Pokemon Blue. That's pretty funny. Anything in here? Oh, Pokemon Pinball. And in here, a stick of RAM and some other miscellaneous. Oh, is this the miscellaneous crap one? Nope. It's not. Darn. Well, I couldn't find a jumper cable, but where there's a will, there's a way. I just kind of took some wire and wrapped it around the 2 of those pins in order to set this thing into master mode. So, hopefully another thing won't go up in smoke. Let's see if this works. For the moment of truth, is everything going to go up in smoke? Hopefully not. Is it actually going to boot? Hopefully. The worst thing was, I just found one of the jumper cables. It's way back there, behind one of the CD drives. I could just yank it out of the CD drive and have a jumper cable, but whew, let's see if this works. Something's happening. Is it booting? There's no smoke down here. That's a good first sign, but at the same time, nothing's happening. The drive light, the LED is... Oh, turned off. Darn. The pin is in, and now it's set to master mode. And I think it's actually booting now. I just stole the pin from this and set this thing to slave. Now I need to plug this in so I can have a DVD drive, but I think this is working? Oh no, it's still turning off. Okay, now I'm just removing components in hopes of something happening. So I took out both the sound card and this FireWire card that I have. And now that both of those are removed, let's see if this works. So it's starting up. Let's see if I can get into the BIOS. If I can do that, then maybe, just maybe, something will happen. It's also saying that there is a failure while it's trying to seek the IDE drive, but or not the IDE, the floppy drive. But there is no such drive in this thing. Trying to feel the hard drive to see if I can feel any clicking, and it's dead. Darn, this thing might be actually, this computer might just be kaput. Ow. Just put my hand on that, that hurt. Oh, wait. I missed that. Can we get into the BIOS? It's making sounds. No, we cannot. Darn, I think this thing is dead. After much troubleshooting, I've come to the conclusion that this computer is dead. I have a feeling it's an issue with the power supply because I've been yanking components out left and right. Took out the hard drive because I thought maybe it was the hard drive causing the problem. That wasn't. Took out a stick of RAM, swapped it with the other one. Both of those didn't work. It still just kept on randomly shutting off. I removed the BIOS battery to clear the CMOS, and none of it works. Pretty sure the power supply is dead because it'll stay on for a little while and then just crash. It'll just turn off, and that's that. So I think this guy is dead, which is super unfortunate because I really wanted to just tinker around with it to see what was on it. But nope, can't do that because it has decided that it wants to kick the can. So I guess I'm just going to put this back together and leave it under my desk like it's been for a while. Maybe at some point I'll try to see what's wrong with that, maybe find another one for it, because, I mean, this is one of my first computers, so it is near and dear to my heart, but it doesn't work. Darn. Maybe I'm wrong, it's shutting down due to thermal events. Maybe the heatsink is loose. Huh. Gonna push down on that a little bit, see if I can get contact between that and let's not accidentally chuck this, but my processor might be overheating, and that would be hilarious because I can't fix that right now since I don't have any thermal paste here. But maybe, just maybe, if I just reseat it, it'll be able to stay alive because it's overheating. Yep, thermal event. Well, I'll be. Let's see if wiggling that heatsink down has managed to put enough pressure on it, because this thing is mounted very jankily. This fan was never originally in this computer. I put that there myself because I needed a better fan. Oh, I'm still super zoomed in. I needed a better fan when I upgraded the processor from the Celeron to the Pentium 4, and I think it's been on for longer than normal. I think that did it. Ooh, this is exciting. Let me load all this stuff back in and see if it'll work. Time for the moment of truth. Does it work? Whew. Everything is plugged in. The amount of system memory has changed, sort of. But does it work? And is there anything installed on this? There's nothing installed on the hard drive. All of that for that. Dang it. Okay, I was having drive recognition issues earlier on, and now I plugged in a second drive just so it would be in the master-slave configuration. And does it do anything? Oh my god, it's trying to boot Linux? What? Okay, I don't want to boot Linux. I want to see if what the boot options are. Oh, F12. And secondary drive 0 and 1 not found. That's perfectly fine. Can I... Primary master. What's on the primary master drive? Anything. Is this the Linux? Okay, so apparently the last thing I had on here was some version of Linux. Maybe. I don't know which drive it's booting off of. It sounds like it's trying to boot from this drive, because this is the loud drive. This is the slightly less loud drive. But I think it's doing something. Let's see if it works. Yep, this is the last thing that I had installed on here. I'm running Xubuntu or Xubuntu. I remember I installed this on this computer after I had built my first full desktop, the one with the Core i7 875K, the one that I really used a lot. I mean, this is what I started making videos on, but the Core i7 is what I really made videos on. But I remember installing Xubuntu on here so I could do homework on here instead of on the main computer, because this computer was too bad to actually like play games. I couldn't distract myself by playing a game with this computer. Now I don't think there's actually anything on this thing. I'm pretty sure everything that I did was most likely just done on a flash drive or a word processor, but apparently I tried to install JRE6. Wow, that is a very old version of the JRE, and oh crap, how many did I just open? Huh. I bet there's a bunch of random crap on here. Epic 4G. Maybe I tried to build an Epic 4 image for my old Epic 4G back when I had that. But I don't know. Doesn't seem to be anything else on here. Oh, I was hoping I had Windows on here, just like an older version of Windows with a bunch of files on it, but I guess not. Well, I can now cram both of these hard drives into the computer, and I'll try to install something else. That hard drive is so loud, but it sounds super nostalgic. I think I have Windows XP CD lying around somewhere, though, so maybe I'll try to get that to work. Let's see. For the first time in years, I need to burn a CD. I have this old rewritable CD that is... This thing is ancient. It's also very scratched, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to write to it. But this thing is ancient, and wow, this thing is probably from middle school, if not earlier. So let's see if it's unscratched enough to still be used. And so what I need to do is download a copy of Windows XP Home and then install it. Let's see if I can find that copy of Windows XP, because I have a product key for it on the side of the computer. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it. Let's see what happens. I have obtained a copy of Windows XP Home Edition, and I am going to attempt to burn it. Now, in the very likely chance that this doesn't actually burn, because this CD is not only extraordinarily old, but is also very scratched, I am also going to be using Rufus to image it onto this old MP3 player that I have lying around. That's currently being used to... It's had a copy of a Windows 7 installer on it for a long time, so now it's going to be replaced with the Windows XP thing. So the DVD drive should be... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay, apparently Windows has a built-in disk image burner, and I completely forgot about that, but there we go. Now we can burn the ISO. On top of that, like I said, I did download Rufus for a reason, because I am quite sure that there is a definite possibility that I will not be able to write to that disk, since it is very scratched, so I'm going to use Rufus to build a flash drive version of it. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't detect this. What? Let's try that again. Let's also throw it into this USB port instead. Oh, it's not recognizing it. Why does nothing want to work? The disk is done burning. Now, theoretically, everything should work. Let's see if it does. Ooh, this is exciting. Oh, it's flatlining. We're losing him. But no, okay. So now I should be able to choose this, and will you boot? Come on. Come on, I think it's going. Yes, it's working. Wonderful. We're finally gonna get Windows. I also have this stack of games, some of which I can't install, like Spore, that I can't do since this doesn't have a good enough of a graphics card. But that's driver CD, but I have a bunch of games, Age of Empires, that I want to install, like Age of Empires, and they're easier if you just saw them. And I'm gonna see if I can get any of them to run. I really want to get The Sims to run because I love The Sims. It's a fun game, and this is the first computer that I played The Sims on. So we'll see if that works. I'm excited. Well, this is quite the nostalgic thing to see. F8, I agree. Ooh, and I have to nuke these partitions, so delete, and delete. And delete. Actually, no, let me leave this one here because there might actually be something on that. I don't know. Oh, no, there are two partitions right here. Okay, let's delete this to DL, and then, yeah, I don't know if this is actually readable, but for now, I'm going to install on that. And after that's all installed, then we will be able to do the thing. However, it's going to probably take a really long time since I opted to use the CD instead of the flash drive, which is probably done by now, but whatever. I wanted this to be as genuine as possible. I'm happy that it's working. It was a pain to get to this point, but I'm happy that it's working right now. Let's see how things go. First startup. I haven't seen Windows XP boot on a computer in a long time. I've had it run in a virtual machine, but never on its own hardware, at least not in many, many years. Oh, everything's so big. But now comes the really long part where we have to wait for it to actually install, and that always takes much longer than the 39 minutes that it says it's going to take. So, hopefully this won't be too long because it's not exactly late, but we have to wake up and I have to pack, so it's starting to get late. But I want to get this done before tonight ends because I want to install and play some of these old games. Specifically, I really want to play Age of Empires. Like, that is what I want. Conquerors, and I have the first, and there we go. Right here. AoE 2. My favorite one, and The Sims. After that, then I'll probably go to sleep. But I want to get this done first. I also downloaded the unofficial Windows XP Service Pack 4, so I'm going to install that to see if that makes this entire experience better? Maybe. We'll see how things go. I'm excited. So excited. It's done. The installation has finished. And now it's just time to install some drivers, and then install some software, and then update it to Service Pack 4, because that's the thing that you do with Windows XP, or else it's going to be horrifically insecure. Oh, I'm excited. The setup crashed, and it has failed. Luckily, it's rolling back. So I'm going to wait until this is done, then I'm going to start it up overnight, because it was taking a really long time, so I just kind of stopped it halfway through because I thought it froze. But, I don't know, maybe it didn't. Luckily, like I said, it's rolling back, so I don't have to reinstall Windows, but it takes a long time. This computer's slow. Very slow. I'm going to set this up, and then I'm going to go to sleep, because I need to wake up relatively early tomorrow to pack. And then we're taking a train tomorrow at 2, so back to Rochester we go. So guys, I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all again tomorrow. So until then, good night.